Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is a game changer. The NFL landscape is shifting, and one of the most surprising and potentially impactful moves is happening right now in Green Bay. Yes, the Packers, known for their stability and strong defensive units, have just released Jaire Alexander, their star cornerback. That's right. A player who's been considered one of the best at his position when healthy, suddenly hitting the open market. And for the Vegas Raiders, this is an opportunity they simply cannot ignore. Let's take a step back and understand the context here. Jaire Alexander, at just 28 years old, has been a key piece of the Packers' defense for several seasons. Known for his exceptional coverage skills, quickness, and football IQ, Alexander has been a shutdown corner when healthy. Throughout his career, he's consistently shown flashes of dominance, often shadowing the opponent's best receiver and making life very difficult for quarterbacks. That kind of talent, especially at the cornerback position, is rare and highly coveted in today's NFL. But as with many high-impact players, durability has been a concern. In the last 2 seasons, Alexander has missed a total of 23 games, 10 in each of the past 2 years to be exact. He missed just 1 game in 2022, which was a bright spot in an otherwise injury-plagued recent history, but in 2021, he sat out 13 games. That kind of inconsistency due to injuries raises questions, but it also emphasizes how much teams value his talent when he's on the field. The Packers, facing salary cap constraints and a desire for a rebuild, made the tough decision to release him. Now, why is this so relevant for the Raiders? Well, the team has been quietly building a solid secondary, but they've always lacked that veteran presence that can truly elevate the unit. Their coaching staff has praised their young cornerbacks, players like Nate Hobbs, who's shown promise, and some promising rookies they've drafted recently. But let's be honest, adding a player like Jaire Alexander could be a real game changer. It's not just about adding depth. It's about bringing in a proven, elite talent who can lock down the league's top receivers and bring leadership to the secondary. And that's what makes this move so intriguing. The Raiders are always looking to take that next step, especially with their ambitions of contending for a Super Bowl. Last season, they showed flashes of brilliance, but consistency and defense were areas where they could improve. Adding Alexander could address those issues immediately. Think about it, a cornerback who has shut down some of the best in the league, paired with the other talented pieces on the roster, could transform the Raiders' secondary into one of the league's toughest. Of course, no move is without its questions. As I mentioned earlier, durability is a concern. Alexander's recent injury history means that any team interested in him would likely look for a short-term deal, something manageable, maybe a 1 or 2 year contract, to see if he can stay healthy and replicate his previous form. But the upside is enormous. When healthy, Jaire Alexander is a top-tier cornerback, capable of taking away a team's best receiver, creating turnovers, and changing the momentum of games. That kind of impact could be exactly what the Raiders need to take their defense to the next level. And let's not forget the broader context here. The AFC West is a brutal division, with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, and Denver Broncos all vying for dominance. The Chiefs, of course, have Patrick Mahomes and an explosive offense, but their defense has often been a question mark. The Chargers have invested heavily in their secondary, and the Broncos, with their young quarterback and revamped roster, are looking to make a statement. The Raiders, meanwhile, are always looking to punch above their weight and challenge for divisional supremacy. Adding a player of Alexander's caliber could be the piece that helps them do just that, especially if he can stay healthy and adapt quickly to their defensive schemes. Now, imagine the impact on the Raiders' game plan. Opposing quarterbacks would think twice before throwing into Jaire Alexander's zone, knowing he's capable of making a game-changing play at any time. His ball skills and ability to create turnovers are well documented, and having that kind of playmaker on your defense is a nightmare for offenses. Defensive coordinators would love to have him, and that could free up some of the other pieces in the secondary to be more aggressive, knowing they have a shutdown corner controlling one side of the field. From a strategic standpoint, the Raiders could also consider how to use Alexander in their schemes. Whether it's playing man coverage, where his quickness and agility shine, or zone coverage, where his instincts come into play, he could be a versatile weapon. And with the secondary already filled with promising young players, adding a veteran like him would create a healthy competitive environment, pushing everyone to perform at their best. This kind of leadership and intensity can be contagious, helping to elevate the entire unit. Looking at the bigger picture, the Raiders have been steadily improving over the past few seasons. From a coaching perspective under Josh McDaniels, they've shown a willingness to adapt and grow. But to truly contend in 2024 and beyond, they need to make bold moves that can tip the scales in their favor against division rivals and playoff contenders. Acquiring Jaire Alexander would be a bold statement, signaling that the Raiders are serious about competing now and in the future. Furthermore, the NFL has increasingly become a league where cornerbacks are game changers. The best teams are built around lockdown corners who can neutralize the opposition's top threats. The Raiders already have a solid foundation, but adding a player like Alexander would put them in the conversation with the league's elite defenses. It could also open the door for more strategic flexibility, allowing them to mix coverages and blitz packages with greater confidence. And of course, fans are always eager for big-name signings and splash plays. The idea of seeing Jaire Alexander in silver and black, flying around the secondary and making highlight reel plays, is enough to excite any Raiders supporter. It's exactly the kind of move that could energize the locker room, boost the confidence of the entire team, and send a message to the rest of the AFC West that the Raiders are not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. Now, I know there will be skeptics. Concerns about his injury history, the cost of the contract, and whether he can mesh with the team's system are valid points. But in the NFL, it's all about risk versus reward. Sometimes, taking a calculated gamble on a player with elite talent can pay off big time. And with the right medical staff, a tailored contract, and a focused rehabilitation plan, Jaire Alexander could be the piece that finally pushes the Raiders from good to great. So, in summary, keep an eye on this situation. The Raiders are in a prime position to make a serious push if they can land Alexander. The opportunity is there, and it could be a historic move for the franchise. Whether it happens now or later, one thing is for sure. The entire AFC West should be watching closely because this could reshape the division and set the stage for some incredible battles ahead. The Raiders are always about making bold moves, and this one might just be the boldest yet. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now, what do you guys think? Is Jaire Alexander the missing piece for the Raiders? Can his talent and leadership finally help them get over the hump and contend for a Super Bowl? This is what makes the NFL so exciting. Every decision, every move, every signing can change everything in the blink of an eye. The Raiders are no strangers to making bold moves, and this might be their next big step. Remember, the NFL offseason is full of surprises, and sometimes the biggest surprises come from the least expected places. Green Bay releasing Jaire Alexander is huge news, and it opens up a world of possibilities. For the Raiders, it's a golden opportunity to add a top-tier cornerback who can help them compete at the highest level. The question now is whether they'll make the move, how they'll do it, and what this means for their prospects in 2024 and beyond. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Las Vegas Raiders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Las Vegas Raiders news. The offseason is just heating up, and we're here to bring you all the latest, most detailed, and most exciting insights. Thanks for riding along, and as always, go Raiders.